some people, I hurt some people, and within 15 minutes, which is what I had to do, finish the hour, I took myself off my show for the rest of the day because I was so upset because I realized I had blown it. And I didn't help her by, making that point. And, that about 8 o'clock that night, I had sent an apology that I was going to do in the morning on my show to LAradio.com. So it wasn't until 48 hours later that there was a media brouhaha about it, and I had already policed myself and apologized.
Why are you taking yourself off the air?
Yeah, that's
you
corny.
phony. You phony. Why didn't you go back on? You have a radio show, dummy, but you want to go to LAradio.com? You fucking idiot. How about you go back on the air a minute later, Miss Sincere, Miss Heartfelt, and go, you know what? That was really dumb what just happened.
And get right into it.
Can that woman call back and then you want to have a racial discussion? Have a real racial discussion.
Yeah, that sounded really funny.
You phony bitch.
Maybe she had a pap smear scheduled or something. And had to leave the show early that day.
You misogynistic bastard.
Oh, it's her pussy great.
I'm torn by this one because I don't like her. I'm with Jimmy. I don't like her.
I hate
her.
her, but I don't think she should be fired. I really don't. I do not think she should be fired.
And that helps Jimmy's point because that shows some phoniness. If you're in a situation and you got 15 minutes left in your show, guess what? If it happened on this show, we're going to take advantage of that 15 minutes and try our best to help our cause.
But dude, another hour. She has another hour after. I think she had another hour after that.
She took herself off the air because she was upset. Get the fuck out of here.
Because I couldn't help her. Really? Is that what happened?
Then you used the 15 minutes to explain that.
Yeah.
You use your time to help your situation before you don't have control anymore, because as soon as these mics go off for the day, guess what? You don't have control anymore, and you don't have a voice, and then the rest of the media jumps on top of you and beats the shit out of you. She had 15 minutes to help her cause, and she chose not to for whatever reason.
And an hour after that, I think. I think literally she had to finish the hour.
15 minutes, I don't know.
No, she had to finish the hour, and then I think she took herself off the air, meaning she probably had an hour and 20 minutes left. She finished up the 15 minutes for the hour and then stopped the show, as opposed to...
Oh, she made it sound like she only had 15 minutes left in the show.
And am I wrong? I'm thinking that she had another hour or something left.
I think she said...
Can we
in
get
the final out? Yeah, I can't figure
All right,
out
we'll go back
Let's
to
make
that.
love.
what I'm talking about. All right.
We'll go back to that. Let's see.
Radio.com. So it wasn't until 48 hours later that there was a media brouhaha about it, and I had already...
I hate her clipped voice, her fucking accentless voice.
I got to go back a bit. Hold on a minute here.
15 minutes, which is what I had to do, finish the hour. I took myself off my show for the rest of the day because I was so upset because I realized I had blown it. And I didn't help her by, making that point.
She sucks.
She had 15 minutes to finish the hour, and then she canceled the rest of her show.
So
how about you open a real racial discussion there, phony bitch?
Exactly. Plus,
funny bitch.
Yeah, you're a radio show host. All right, well, then you go on the air and explain to everyone how upset you are because you felt like you'd blown it.
Yeah.
She sucks.
Got to collect yourself, Dr. Laura, you fucking phony with a big pussy.
Yeah,
I can't stand her, but do I want to lick it.
And you could, and if you do a talk show, you could get a lot done in 15 minutes. A lot.
And then the hours after that. Do you know how great that would have been if she had black callers calling in?
Did she have a whole nother hour or not?
She had to, because she said I took myself off for the rest of the day. I'm going to guess she might have had 2 hours left, but I'm betting she had at least an hour. Take calls. Take fucking calls. Black people going, I think that was out of line. Why? And then discuss it. And that, to me, would have served her cause a lot. If she had a racial discussion for that next hour and really explained herself, she would have had black people that agreed with her. You know what? I agree with you. I hear the word nigger from black people, and it makes me angry. And then black people... She would have helped her cause so much if she had stayed on that extra hour and knew how to have an honest racial discussion.
Now, I'm going to take on Michael here in Bay Ridge. Really, Opie, use the opportunity to plead your case. Want to replay your last ever show on WNEW. Now, I could explain that because at that point in time, and this is where we were very naive at that point in our careers. They did sit down with us at first, and gave us an indication that they were going to get us through this, and they were going to fight for us, and they were going to have some pushback. Okay, so we believed them at the time, and they said, the best thing we could do to help the situation is to just avoid it.
Do not talk about it.
Do not talk about it and avoid it for a day. And we did just that, believing management that they were going to fight for us.
Ugh,
and then it was
dummies.
painfully obvious after that last show we did that we were completely fucking done.
What dummies.
And that's
we
why.
were.
Because trust me, if I knew that was going to be our last fucking show, yeah, we would have pleaded our case, absolutely.
Yeah.
But they did sit down with us and say, look, man, this is a fucking shitstorm, and we're going to try to get through this. And then they quickly turned on us for whatever reason.
Boy, were we stupid.
Because obviously it came down from upstairs that fire these fucking assholes. Okay? But we didn't know that going into our last show. And that's why.
Absolutely.
Michael, troublemaker, asshole.
Jew.
Take a dick in your mouth, cock.
Wow. All right.
Well, there's troublemakers out there.
I think it meant me.
They don't know the whole fucking story. Trust me, we would have fought for ourselves if we knew that was our last show. But they gave an indication that they were actually going to do the right thing and fight for their people. And that's why earlier I said that was the day that I lost all faith in management.
Yeah.
And you realize you can't trust them at all.
They're terrible.
But we were very naive still at that point in our careers.
Very naive.
Dr. Laura continues here.
So you're still regretful.
Well, of course, anytime you do something wrong, you should be regretful.
So what are you here to tell us tonight?
Well, I'm here to say that my contract is up for my radio show at the end of the year, and I've made the decision not to do radio anymore. The reason is I want to regain my First Amendment rights. I want to be able...
Oh, my God.
She's despicable.
Oh, my God.
Unless management is saying we're going to fire you, then you have it. But what do you... If no one has said they're going to fire her, what First Amendment rights have you lost? You still got your show.
Sounds like she's just sick of radio and wants to step away.
It's not a First Amendment right, which means she either has a show or doesn't have a show. There's a middle ground there. What she I think goes on to say
I didn't know
in the rest of the statement is that she wants to be able to voice opinions that don't fucking, get everybody riled up and fucking ready to come at you with pitchfork and torches.
So why can't you do that? Like, why can't she do that?
She's using this.
She can. She's showing that you can't because it doesn't matter what
From
you
who,
say.
though? I haven't heard
Especially-
much.
I don't see it that way, Ant. I
Especially
think
racial issues.
I think she's using this opportunity to step away. She sounds like she just doesn't want to do radio anymore.
Maybe.
Or maybe she has a better opportunity, and this is a great way to fucking leave radio behind. And maybe she's going to do a TV show or something.
Or is she a genius? Has she found a way to say, I'm leaving in the end of the year? And then advertisers go, all right, fine. And then at the end of the year, you can rethink it after the holidays because the momentum is dead. Mm-hmm. There's no momentum behind getting you in trouble.
She took the momentum out of the
That
equation.
might be a way to fucking stop the landslide.
Because I don't see the mainstream media jumping on this one and trying to fucking, get her fired like they did with Imus.
Right.
I just don't see it. And look at her on CNN. She looks like an old broad. Maybe she's got maybe she's got some health issues and really needs to take care of those.
Oh, I hope she does. I hope she has a lump that's half her weight. I hope it starts at her fucking ears and finishes at her ankles.
I'm confused by this one, Ant. I don't think she's stepping aside because she can't handle the pressure.
I don't know.
I just don't see the pressure.
Like I said,
has Reverend Al jumped on this one? Do we know?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Let's continue with this audio here.
To do radio anymore. The reason is I want to regain my First Amendment rights. I want to be able to say what's on my mind and in my heart and what I think is helpful and useful without somebody getting angry, some special interest group deciding this is a time to silence a voice of dissent and attack affiliates and attack sponsors. I'm sort of done with that.
We know that game. So if you're done, though, why don't you use your time to just fucking fight?
Big hairy fucking muff.
I bet you they're coming after
sorry.
her behind the scenes pretty heavy. But what bothers me is if you're going to talk, like, you have a show. If you're allowed, like, don't be such a coward. Go back on. If that's what's really happening, go on and do that kind of show. Talk about that
But
stuff.
she's saying you can't.
But who said you can't? She hasn't said management's told her not to.
everyone
All right, but if she's ending her show at the end of the year, she has nothing to lose now. So I think...
Well, she's got to play out her contract.
All
She
right,
can't
so
just
you
leave.
got 3 months to take this on.
And she probably will.
With no... Well, that's what we'll have to wait and see. If she stops talking about it, then she's a complete fucking phony. But if she has nothing to lose now, so she should be doing some pretty intense shows from here on out.
We'll see.
Yeah, I think that she's... but who said you can't express... She's acting like her opinions are not allowed to be expressed. And it's like, I don't... Where has that been? Unless management has told her don't, in which case she should say that on Larry King. There's the difference between her and this show. She had a problem. She's on Larry King. Like, she can talk to the whole country, and it's on the news every day. She's heard. Her response is heard. It's like with this show, it didn't matter. You were yelling into a fan. With her, it's different, man. She's got that fucking what they see as respectability and a legitimate show, so they listen to her. She can go on fucking on any of the late night shows and plead her case.
She's quitting.
Oh, maybe
she's giving up the fight.
Had other things that maybe never made the news, just like management calling her in saying,
maybe,
right, with the gays are after you, this, that, the other thing, and she's finally just saying, fuck it, I've had it.
Yeah, well, man,
there are plenty of times, I've been in a situation where I've thought, like, Jesus Christ, come on, can't we just talk about that, But management says no.
But she
said stupid interest groups.
She set herself up perfectly to now take on all that.
Yeah. Well, maybe
she's nothing to lose. If she
she's
cares that
brilliant.
much, then
Yeah,
She's 100 years old.
right.
She's 100.
I would love to hear her radio show now to see if she does take this on now.
It'll be garbage. It'll be the same clipped, accentless speech that it always is. The same contrived, perfect, no location radio voice.
I'm confused by her. I don't really know what point she's trying to make here.
I'm confused too. I just always err on the side of the personality, I think, instead of fucking management or interest groups.
Dude, I agree with you. This is not about thinking she should be fired or thinking that Media Matters is anything but the garbage that it is or thinking that Sharpton is anything but the garbage he is. I just think that she's a phony as well. Just because I don't want her fired doesn't mean I don't think she's a phony piece of shit.
All right. And here's the final clip from Larry King last night.
You're giving up the one area of your fame.
Oh,
you've written.
dear. I write books. I have blogs. I have my website.
When
I
people
have
think
speaking
Dr.
engagement.
Laura, they think her radio talk.
So
Right?
this is the era of the internet.
So you're going to do internet stuff.
Oh yeah, I am now.
Why is your freedom of speech denied on radio?
Well,
Of course,
because if
people
any
can
special...
criticize what you say.
When I started in radio, if you said something somebody didn't agree with or they didn't like, they argued with you. Now they try to silence you.
That's a great point.
She did make a point
That's a great
there.
fucking point.
Yes, she did.
She's making some really good points through this.
I'll give her that one.
Maybe if...
But I don't think the issue... See, this is the problem I'm having with her. I don't think that the issue... Maybe it is for them, but to me, her point was not such a controversial point. I don't think that she made it... She's right. If black people say nigger, it's acceptable, but if a white person says it, it's the end of the world. I don't know if anybody's criticizing her actual point.
And maybe, like she was saying, she's been in it enough years to have seen the huge change.
Yeah.
Where, you used to be able to duke it out. I remember Bob Grant sitting there on the air duking it out with the listeners. It didn't matter what he was saying or what the listener was saying. It was a great, entertaining brawl that they would have on the air if they didn't agree with something. And then it got to the point where, Bob Grant couldn't say shit anymore because instead of, fighting it out, some group would just try to shut you up.
Let's not forget, I go back to JV and Elvis getting fired over an Asian fucking bit. When one of the guys was married to an Asian or fiance or whatever.
Married.
I think married.
JV's wife's Asian,
It's crazy.
And they get fucking fired over that.
And
like you said, there was a time you did the Asian accent and had some fun with it and made your jokes.
Yep.
I would love to know if she's been... I don't know if she has. I can't say. I guarantee, like the Parents Television Council, she is their style of radio. And it wouldn't... I would love to know if she's ever been behind getting somebody else in trouble for content. Maybe she has not. I can't say she has. But I'm wondering, because she seems like the type that's, she says the right thing. And I'm wondering if she's ever been involved in any kind of a push to get anything in trouble or censored or thrown off the air. I don't know the answer to that. Maybe somebody else does.
And imagine Reverend Al. He would have had a field day with Bob Grant back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
He would have had a fucking field
But Grant would have been able to argue with him.
And Grant used to beat the shit out of Reverend Al.
Yeah.
When Reverend Al was, the big fat dope that used to walk the streets, and instead of, taking his what is his